educational elites, especially among our professors, everyone, the research scholars and scientists. So once when they have the knowledge about intellectual property, they will get to know what are the things we can protect. For example, we have so many things in intellectual property. Say like if you take a single product, it involves many IPs. Like when we go through the presentation, you will understand, you will get to know more in detail about it. Actually, you can get to know an idea about what you can register, what you can protect it, and how you can commercially exploit such your intellectual ideas, and what are the benefits you are going to get it. Not only that, when the youngsters are having an idea to become an entrepreneur, or when they want to open a startup, they will get a lot of ideas like what are the ideas we can protect it, and what are the ideas are available in the market, and where we can get that ideas. Everything they will get all these things. So this is very like a platform, like from our idea, how we can convert that into economic exploitation, we can call it as. So with this introduction, I'll go into the presentation. Every 26th April, we used to celebrate World Intellectual Property Day. This year, we had a theme of this World IP Day is Women and IP, Accelerating Innovation and Creativity. So this year, they are focusing more on fostering the growth of our applications, especially India is a diverse in nature. Everywhere there is a uniqueness. So அந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்களை protect பண்ணி we have to create awareness and economic அவங்க வந்து இன்னும் நல்லா boost பண்ணணும் அப்படின்றதோட we'll go into this presentation. In this presentation, I have used a few company logos, names. It's purely for education purpose and not to promote their business ideas. So this is the outline of the program. So we'll be understanding what is intellectual properties and what are the various kinds of intellectual property we have, and how do we file patent applications in India, and followed by I just give a rough knowledge about a few databases. Everybody has an idea. அதை நீங்க வந்து ரிசர்ச் பண்ணும்போது you'll be referring to many scientific journals. பட் ஒரு ஐடியா இருக்கும்போது அது ஒரு ப்ராடக்டாவோ இல்லை ஒரு ப்ராசஸா இந்த மாதிரி விஷயம் ஏற்கனவே எக்ஸிஸ்டிங்ல இருக்கான்னு சொல்லிட்டு எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கிறதுக்கு I just give a hint about a few databases, and at the end of sessions we'll be having question and answer. So before going into the intellectual property, generally we can classify our property into two types. One is the physical form and another is the intangible form. Say if it's a physical form, we have houses, we have cars, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு. ஸோ நான் ஒரு பிசிக்கல் அசெட் வாங்கணும் அப்படின்னா the main source என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மணி இருக்கணும். When I have the money, I have to think about a few ideas. இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு இடம் வாங்குறோம் அப்படின்னா எந்த இடத்துல நம்ம வாங்க போறோம், அதை சுத்தி வந்து என்ன மாதிரி அம்யூனிட்டிஸ் எல்லாம் நமக்கு ப்ரொவைட் பண்றாங்க, ஒரு சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட் எங்க இருக்கு, ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ஸ் எங்க இருக்கு, எஜுகேஷனல் இன்ஸ்டிடியூட்ஸ் எல்லாமே இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஸோ வி ஃபாலோ சம் கிரைட்டீரியாஸ். And not only that, இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விஷயங்களை வச்சுட்டு அது பட்ஜெட்குள்ள வந்தோம்னா definitely will go and get a physical asset. Whereas intellectual property போது it's just your idea. உங்களோட திங்கிங்க்கு கிடைக்கிறது தான் வந்து இந்த intellectual property rights நம்ம சொல்ல முடியும். என்ன அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா there are several types of problem. அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு உங்களால ஒரு ரைட் சொல்யூஷனை கண்டுபிடிக்க முடிஞ்சது அப்படின்னா with that idea you can convert that into a intellectual property with a process, proper resources and a labor. With your effort you can convert that into an intellectual property. So intellectual property is nothing but it is for the type of property that result from creation of human mind. அதாவது உங்களோட intellectual ideasக்கு government recognize பண்றதுதான் வந்து intellectual property rights ன்றது. So there are many inventors, artists, scientists. ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் வந்துட்டு over a period of time வந்து ஒரு இன்னோவேஷனை வந்து நம்ம மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு ரிலீஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. So that they are setting a such benchmark. So நம்ம யங்ஸ்டர்ஸ் வந்து அடுத்த ஜென்ரேஷன் நம்ம வரும்போது அதை விட இன்னும் நம்ம எப்படி பெட்டரா கொண்டு போக முடியும் அப்படின்றத வந்து ரெகக்னைஸ் பண்றதுன்னு கூட நம்ம சொல்லலாம். ஏன்னா you know pretty well that we started from the computer eraன்னு எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன். First initially we had a standing computer, then it became ஒரு work, அதாவது டெஸ்க்ல வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ற மாதிரி இருந்தது. Then we had a portable laptop. Now everything you can access from the single mobile phones, a smartphones வந்து எல்லாமே நம்மளால access பண்ண முடியும். So இது எல்லாமே நம்ம வந்து recognize பண்ணி அடுத்த ஸ்டெப்க்கு நம்ம கொண்டு போனோம்னா they get motivated and they will come up with a new ideas. அவங்கள இது பண்றதுதான். So இந்த மாதிரி விஷயம் எல்லாம் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா intellectual propertyல it can be a stage performance or it can be broadcast signal. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ ஐபிஎல் மேட்ச் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, ஏதாவது ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் டெலிவிஷன்ல மட்டும்தான் வந்துட்டு அவங்க வந்து டெலிகாஸ்ட் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. ஈவன் வந்து நம்ம நியூஸ்ல நீங்க பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா வித் கர்டசி ஆர் ஃபைல் அந்த சிம்பிளை யூஸ் பண்ணி தான் அதை வந்து அவங்க நியூஸ்லயே வந்து ரீடெலிகாஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ அந்த ப்ராட்காஸ்ட் சிக்னலை நம்மளால ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும். லிட்ரரி ஒர்க்ஸ், அதாவது நீங்க ஒரு புக் எழுதினாலே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி வந்து அந்த காப்பிரைட் வந்து அந்த ஒர்க்கு ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடும். And not only that, if you are a scientist, if you are working in a, if you are a scholars, இல்ல நீங்க வந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட் டெவலப் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா, if you are inventing any kind of new product இல்ல process, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு புது inventions, you can protect it. Not only that, if you are good at designs, you can நீங்களே யோசிச்சு பாருங்களேன். Like when we go to a bus stop or like a railway station போகும்போது, if you pay 10 rupees அப்படின்னா நமக்கு வந்து நிறைய தண்ணி பாட்டில்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். ஒவ்வொரு பிராண்டும் வந்து ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் பாட்டில்ஸ்ல விற்கிறாங்க. ஸோ நோ ஷேப் ஆஃப் த பாட்டில் இஸ் ஐடென்டிக்கல். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு டிசைன்ஸ்லயும் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணி அதையும் அவங்க வந்து ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்றாங்க. நாட் ஓன்லி த ட்ரேட்மார்க் அண்ட் கமர்ஷியல் நேம்ஸ். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து ஒரு கம்பெனியோட என்ன சொல்றது, இப்போ ஒரு ஸ்டார் சிம்பிள் எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா இமீடியட்டா நம்ம வந்து திங்க் பண்றது சம்திங் இட் இஸ் அசோசியேட்டட் வித் மெர்சிடஸ் பென்ஸ் கார். ஸோ அந்த சிம்பிள்க்கும் அந்த எண்ட் ப்ராடக்ட் அந்த காருக்கும் எந்த ஒரு இதுவுமே இல்லை. பட் தே பிலீவ்ட், அதாவது மக்கள் அவங்க எப்படி நம்ப வச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த ஸ்டார் சிம்பிளை வச்சு அந்த காரை வந்து அவங்க அசோசியேட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் லோகோ வச்சு அது என்ன ப்ராடக்ட் இல்லை அவங்க என்ன பிசினஸ் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்றதையும் நம்மளால வந்து ரெகக்னைஸ் பண்ண முடியும். திஸ் ஆல் ஏன் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, இட் மெயின்லி ஹெல்ப்ஸ் டு ப்ரொடெக்ட் அகெயின்ஸ்ட் அன்ஃபேர் காம்படிஷன். சரி, இப்போ நான் வந்து ஒரு கல்யாணத்துக்கு நம்ம புடவை எடுக்கிறோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், மினிமம் ஒரு 30,000 to 40,000 நம்ம வந்து ஒரு புடவை எடுப்போம். ஸோ நம்ம வந்து மெயினா வந்து ஒரு கடைக்காரர்கிட்ட என்ன கேட்போம் அப்படின்னா, இது உண்மையான பட்டா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. வி நோ லைக் இந்தியால வந்து 3 ஃபேமஸான சில்க் சாரீஸ் இருக்கு. காஞ்சிபுரம் சில்க் சாரி, மைசூர் சில்க் சாரி அண்ட் பனாரஸ்ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ இப்ப நம்ம இங்க இருக்கும்போது ஒரு கடையில போய் நம்ம புடவை எடுக்கிறோம் அப்படின்னா, நீங்க ஸ்பெண்டிங் லைக் ஒரு 30,000 to 40,000 போகும்போது நீங்க வந்து அதை அத்தன்டிகேட் பண்ணுவீங்க, இது ஒரிஜினல் சில்கா இல்லையா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. சோ இத வந்து மக்கள் கிட்ட வந்து அவங்களுக்கு தரமான ப்ராடக்ட்டை கொண்டு போகணும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக கவர்மெண்ட் என்ன பண்ணாங்க, they started intervening between அந்த எண்ட் யூசருக்கும் அந்த மேனுஃபேக்சரருக்கும் நடுவுல ஒரு ஹால்மார்க் சிம்பிளை வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ when you see that symbol, it proves that like it is a ஒரிஜினல் சில்க் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் மெயினா வந்துட்டு ஒரு கஸ்டமருக்கு நம்ம எண்ட் யூசருக்கு ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட்டை கொடுக்குறோம் அப்படின்னா they are certifying the originality of the product. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே நம்மளால வந்து இன்டெலெக்சுவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டில ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும். நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் அண்ட் சிக்னிஃபிகன்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹேவிங் இன்டெலெக்சுவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி. இப்போ உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒரு ஐடியா இருக்கு, மீன்ஸ் லைக் ஏதோ ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா வந்து ஜென்ரேட் ஆயிருக்கு. அந்த ஐடியாவை வந்துட்டு like you have the potential to convert all that into a property, like with all resources and with your effort you can convert that into a property. சிம்பிளா அந்த விஷயம் உங்ககிட்ட இருக்கிறத விட once when you protect that idea, your என்ன பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, you are excluding others from copying your invention and commercially you can earn a lot. I just give you an example. ஆக்சுவலி ஒரு இப்போ இருக்கிற ட்ரெண்ட்ல வந்துட்டு ஒரு நார்மல் 2-வீலரோட பைக்கோட பிரைஸ் என்ன இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, சே லைக் இட் வில் பி மினிமம் 80,000 வச்சாதான் ஒரு ஸ்கூட்டியே நமக்கு வந்து இப்போ வந்து கிடைக்குது. ஸோ இன்னும் ஒரு 1 lakh நீங்க கூட போட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா they are people to provide you the car. ஸோ இந்த ஐடியாவை வந்துட்டு டாடா குரூப் had this vision in their mind that like everybody wants to travel in a car அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு லாங் பேக் வந்துட்டு they have released a டாடா நானோ கார் less than 3 lakhs கிட்டே வந்து ஒரு பேசிக் காரை வந்து அவங்க வந்து மார்க்கெட்டில் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நம்ம இப்போ சவுத் இந்தியாவில் இருக்கிறதால we know like pretty well that we have so many automobile manufacturing companies. என்னன்னா லைக் இங்க இருந்து ஹோண்டா இருக்காங்க, லைக் காம்படிட்டர்ஸ் மஹிந்திரா, சுசுகி, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய காம்படிட்டர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. we are manufacturing cars in India and we are exporting that cars to other countries. அதாவது ஒவ்வொரு கண்ட்ரிக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்பெசிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும், ஒரு நார்ம்ஸ் இருக்கும். அந்த நார்ம்ஸை நம்ம இங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ணி அவங்களுக்கு என்ன மாதிரி வேணுமோ அது மாதிரி டெலிவரி நம்ம அவங்க வந்து பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ இவ்வளோ ஒரு லீடிங்ல இருந்து ஸ்டில் nobody could able to reproduce the Tata car which they have released long back into the market. ரீசன் யாராவது யோசிச்சதுண்டா? ஏன் வந்து இவ்வளோ காம்படிட்டர்ஸ் இருந்தும் ஒரு மக்களுக்கு பயன்படுற மாதிரி ஒரு 3 லட்சத்துல வந்து இன்னுமே வந்து டாடா நானோ காரை தவிர்த்து வேற யாரும் வந்து அவங்களால ரிலீஸ் பண்ண முடியல. த ரீசன் இஸ் தட் அந்த அந்த கார் வந்து மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியும் they have registered several intellectual property over that car. So certain period of time வரைக்கும் அவங்க தான் வந்து அதை வந்து யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ண முடியும். So nobody can use it. So what they have done is once when they had an idea or vision, இந்த மாதிரி எல்லாரும் டிராவல் பண்ணணும்னு நினைச்சாங்க. So they protected their intellectual property and marketல ரிலீஸ் பண்றாங்க. Now they have excluded others from copying their invention. They applied for many types of intellectual property. And commercial எப்படி earn பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, ஸோ நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லைங்களா, ஒரு 80,000 90,000 கொடுத்து நான் வந்து ஒரு 2 வீலர் வாங்குறதுக்கு பதிலாம் இன்னும் ஒரு 1,00,000 நான் மேல போட்டு என்னால ஒரு கார் வாங்க முடிஞ்சது அப்படின்னா சேஃபா ஒரு ஃபேமிலியா நம்ம வந்து எல்லா இடத்துக்கும் டிராவல் பண்ணிட்டு வர முடியும். ஸோ கமர்ஷியலா இப்ப நான் ஒரு மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு 2,00,000 நான் கார் வாங்குறேன்னு போனோம். ஐ ஹேவ் த ஒன்லி ஒன் செல்லர் ஹூ செல்ஸ் த டாட்டா நானோ கார். வேற எந்த ஒரு கம்பெனியும் வந்து எனக்கு சாய்ஸே கொடுக்கல. கம்பேர் பண்றது கூட எந்த ஒரு ஆஸ்பெக்டுமே இல்ல. So simply I'll go and buy the car in a budget friendly and the madri. So commercially they are the only person who is going to earn a lot. And earn பண்றதை என்ன பண்ண போறாங்க, they are going to reinvest into their R&D and they are coming up with a better products. So you know pretty well that Tata இப்ப என்ன லெவல்ல இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு everything now they are coming like all commercial vehicles இப்ப வந்து அவங்க வந்து எலக்ட்ரிக்ல வந்து கொண்டு வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. So this is the importance and significance of registering your intellectual property. Utilization and commercialization of your IP. அதாவது என்ன அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so once when you have an idea, அது உங்ககிட்ட இருந்தது அப்படின்னா இட்ஸ் ஓகே, வெல் அண்ட் குட். அதே வந்து நீங்க அது மத்தவங்களுக்கு பயன்படுற மாதிரி கொடுத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா லைக் யூ கேன் கமர்ஷியலி earn a lot. என்னெல்லாம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, சப்போஸ் சே லைக் இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் மோர் தென் ஒன் ஹோம். இப்போ சில பேருக்கு நேட்டிவ்ஸ் வந்து இங்க இருந்து ஊர்ல கூட இருக்கும், அங்க ஒரு வீடு இருப்போம், இல்ல இங்க ஒரு வீடு இருப்போம். ஸோ இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய earn பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா இன்னொரு வீடு வாங்கி வச்சிருப்போம். சிம்பிளா அதை வந்து நீங்க வந்து எம்டியா வச்சிருப்பீங்களா இல்ல வந்து ரெண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணுவீங்களா? ஸோ கமர்ஷியலி லைக் எக்கனாமிக்கா நமக்கு அந்த பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் வரும். நம்ம இதே ஒரு ரெண்ட்டுக்கோ இல்ல யாருக்காவது லீஸ்க்கு கொடுத்தோம் அப்படின்னா வில் கெட் a second source of income. அதே மாதிரி once when you have an intellectual property, you can use it for your own purpose or else அந்த நீங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்க ஐடியா வந்து இன்னொருத்தருக்கு யாருக்காவது யூஸ் பண்ண முடியும் இல்லைங்களா? ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு நீங்களோட ரைட்ஸ் வந்து ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணலாம். We call it as a license or assigning your rights to someone to use on behalf of you. அது மூலமா உங்களுக்கு வந்து ராயல்டிஸ் வந்து கொடுக்கறதுக்கு நிறைய சான்சஸ் இருக்கு. And not only that, I can do a franchise. See, அதாவது அமெரிக்கன் ஃபுட் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் கம்பெனிஸ்லாம் எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன், லைக் KFC, மெக்டொனால்ட்ஸ், டொமினோஸ் பீஸா, இவங்க எல்லாம் வந்து வெஸ்டர்ன் கண்ட்ரீஸ்ல ஒரு ரெசிபி, அங்க இருக்கிற அதே ரெசிபியை do you think like in India their owner has come and set up இந்த இடத்துல வந்து அவங்க வச்சிருப்பாங்களா? நம்ம இப்போ வந்து சென்னையில இருக்கிறதால லைக் வி கோ டு நிறைய மால்ஸ் போறோம் இல்ல நிறைய ஷாப்ஸ்ல போறோம்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். ஒரு டொமினோஸ் பீஸான்னு எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன். எவ்ரிவேர் லைக் அதாவது இப்போ எல்லா ஏரியாஸ்லயுமே அவங்களோட பிரான்ச்சஸ் ஒன்று இருக்கு. நீங்க எனக்காவது பார்த்துருக்கீங்களா ஏதாவது ஒரு ஃபாரினர்ஸ் வந்து அந்த கம்பெனியை ரன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க மாதிரி? So it is no. Actually என்னன்னா அது வந்து we call it as a franchise. That is a ஓனர்ஷிப் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூஷன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இது என்ன அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அந்த கம்பெனி வந்து ஒரு லாங் டேர்ம் ரிசர்ச்.
மேடம் சாரி டு டிஸ்டர்ப் யூ மேம்.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
மேம் ஸ்லைடு நீங்க சேஞ்ச் பண்றீங்களா இல்லனா சேஞ்ச் பண்ணலையா மேம்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல தான் வச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
இல்ல சார், நான் சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டேனே சார்.
மேம் நீங்க F5 போடுங்க. F5 போட்டு பிரசன்டேஷன் மோட் வந்துட்டு யூ கேன் சேஞ்ச் மேம். ஏன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல இருக்குது.
சார்
இப்போ சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது மேம். பெட்டர் F5 போட்டீங்கன்னா ஃபுல் ஸ்கிரீனும் வந்துரும்.
நான் அததான் சார் போட்டிருக்கேன்.
சரி ஓகே மேம்.
சரி இப்போ இருக்குங்களா?
இப்போ சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது. அவுட்லைன்ங்கற ஸ்லைடு இருக்கு. ஐ திங்க் இட் இஸ் 3rd ஸ்லைடு நினைக்கிறேன். அதுல இருக்கு இப்போ. இப்போ இட் கோஸ் டு இட் ஹஸ் கான் டு 4th ஸ்லைடு. இப்போ தான் மாறுது மேம்.
ஓகே சார்.
அகைன் மேம் இந்த இதுல நம்ம பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் வந்து நார்த் இந்தியால இருந்தும் இருக்காங்க. So முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு thank you ma'am. Thank you.
So that's what this Domino's Pizza like they got a franchise ownership. That franchise is nothing but ownership distribution between the franchise owner and the manufacturer who has a legal rights on like a Domino's or something. So this is a legal distribution. So just imagine that if you go to the Domino's Pizza, wherever you are going, the branch outlet is same, like the look wise and the quality of the product and the price, almost everything they are the same. So the company, the Domino's, after long terms of research and development, they are coming with a product that nobody, even if we try that product at our home, we don't get the exact taste of it. So they will have some trade secret. That trade secret information they will share only with the person who's taking this franchise dealer with them. So that also you can do it. And not only that, the merchandise is nothing but you itself can do a business. Say like pretty well that now everywhere there is a Disney. Like how they have started is initially they were just a cartoonist around 1970s or something. They were simply drawing a cartoon on a sheet and they were selling it in the market. And they want to commercially like make a business. So they went and approached a American movie making company, and they have given them an idea what we can do with this cartoon characters. So what they have told them is better we make an animated movie out of these characters. So that is how they have started. And with that animated videos, still they couldn't able to achieve the success what they have planned for. So what they have done is they have synchronized the sound to the animated videos. So when you take a Mickey Mouse character or any character, like some background music will be there. They have synchronized those particular music to one character. So that was a huge success. They don't simply stop over it. With that success, they entered into different technologies. Say, with that name of a Disney, they have developed a Walt amusement theme park. So instead of entertaining only children, now like a whole family can go and like everybody can go and enjoy at a theme park. So that is very like a base here. Like we have so many theme parks at India also. So this is how they are establishing a business. And not only that, with that name of Disney, now they have their production unit. And if you want to buy any like a suitcase or like a trolley, if you go to the VIP showroom, with the same brand only, with the same size, you will find two different rates. If it is like a VIP bag, you will find one price. If any Disney characters are embedded on the suitcase, you will find a different price. It's mainly because that particular character they have protected, like a different intellectual property they used to protect it, and because of that registered rights, we have to pay extra money to the owner. So this is the utilization and commercialization of your IP. Either you can use it for your own purpose, or else you can give it as a license or assign somebody to take care of your intellectual property, or else like a franchise. I can give you the very good example also, Chitra Coffee, Meadows Coffee House. These are emerging in India. Like the owner is sitting somewhere, but he's giving the franchise distribution to others so that they can make a business. Everything they will provide it. Just they have to sell the product on their name, and whatever the ingredients they are giving, they have to use such things only. So you can do the franchise distribution also, or else if you have all the efforts with you, you can make a merchandise. So next is advantages of having intellectual property for being a common person or businessman. First of all, you just imagine that when you are in a third or like a final year, especially students, when they are presenting the paper in a conference, definitely like a professor used to encourage them. You just go to the next level. You better enter into the research field, and you publish more papers in a high impact factor journals. So when you put all this information in your resume, like if you want to pursue like any PhD or like a postdoc at a very top universities, you will be easily recognized. So automatically, this is the advantages of having intellectual property for being a student or like a scholar or student. Not only that, at academic level, if you are going for any accreditation, now they are looking for how many types of intellectual property you are having, and they started giving weightage to the individual intellectual property. Once when you have some paper or like a patent with this background, when you're entering into the companies, once when you will be like work with the R&D team. If you're developing more number of products and you register for the patent, apart from your salary, the company itself are paying you more incentives. So these are for the common person. And next is businessman. I'll just start with another example here. If you want to buy a mobile phone under rupees 10,000, like I have like a few specifications. Say like I want just a 4 GB RAM and 4,000 mAh battery or something. And I'll not be getting a good quality of camera, but that phone should last for like another couple of years. So what type of brands comes into the market, comes to your mind? You can use the chat box to give you a reply. If you want to buy a mobile phone under rupees 10,000, like a basic features only I'm saying, you'll be having like a 4 GB RAM and 6,000 mAh battery, and that's what. It should last for another 2 years or something. Say like I'm shortlisting like a 5 brands. Say Lava, Nokia and Samsung and Redmi or Realme. Out of these five mobiles, which brand you will try to prefer? So Realme has good. Actually, when I was using this example, from most of the colleges, I got the review of preferring Samsung mobile because of the brand value. And not only that, they are providing very good service. And that particular brand, you can compare with an iPhone models. So it doesn't get a hand easily or something. And you will get a update until like a 3 to 4 years till that. So with that brand, like say like I'm choosing a Samsung brand, being a user of Samsung, uh, I want to buy a laptop or like I want to buy some electronic goods to our homes. So I may suggest that if I go to the shop, if I want to buy a laptop, instead of going for a Dell or HP, I may tend to prefer Samsung laptop. Not only that, if I want to buy a TV or like if I want to buy a washing machine or something, so that brand value, they are giving importance instead of going for other brands, being the user of Samsung, I may tend to prefer like a washing machine of from the Samsung brand. So this is how they are commercializing their business. First, they will build the brand value and build the trust among the people. Like whatever the products you're buying from such particular brand, it gives you the very good value or like a very good life or something. And they are commercializing their own product. And under the brand name of Samsung, like they are bringing more electronic goods and they are commercially earning a lot, keep on reinvesting into the R&D. And recently, like they have entered into the defense technology to make a warfare products. So just imagine like they have started a business from manufacturing small electronic goods now, and they have come into the phone manufacturing. And now they are like a very good competitor to the iPhone models. And not only that, now like they are entering into the defense technology. So this is the tactics they used to follow for being registering the intellectual property and advantages for the businessman. So this is in one statistical data, and this information I have taken from the WIPO. This is nothing but World Intellectual Property Organization. So you can see this data. Being the first largest population country in the world, China, they are filing at a rate of 5.9% every year. Being the second largest population country in the world, we are at the rate of 8.5%. Here, like there is a after this NIPAM, like since I told you this program has been running for October 2021 onwards. After this NIPAM session, the filing of domestic application has been increased. So this is a proof. Among other worldwide, the number of patent filed is increased by 3.6%. If you take it at worldwide, they are filing at the rate of 3.6%, whereas at India, it is growing at the 8.5%. Now we are standing at the sixth position. This is another good example. After this NIPAM program, the domestic application have been increased. So these are the various intellectual property rights. So we'll be looking into the individual intellectual properties. At the end of the session, we'll be having what are the things can be patented and how you will file an application. So patent is nothing but it is on a product or process, and design, it is on a product which has an aesthetical value, and trademark, it can be a logos or it can be some sign names. Copyright, it is mainly on a literary works, and geographical indication represents the origin of goods and services. And semiconductor integrated circuit layout design registry, it is some layout on the printed circuit board. These are all the things you can protect it individually. So first we'll look into the patent. It is mainly on a new product or process. These two things can be registered under patents. So a patent is an exclusive right granted to an invention. It is on a product or process that provides, it has to fulfill three conditions. That is, it must be novel, it is something new all over the world, and it must involve an inventive step. Inventive step means either it should have an economic significance or technical advancement, and it must be capable of industrial application. It can be made or used in an industry. When your application fulfills all these three criteria, especially on a product or process, you may get a patent. So it is an exclusive right to the patentee to stop others from making, using, exercising, vending, and importing. So the inventor gets 20 years period of time exclusively to use invention in exchange for disclosing in a patent specification such that anyone trained in the art can reproduce the invention. For example, if you are inventing something, you have to give us the complete details. You have to present it in such a way that the person expert in the same field can able to reproduce reproduce the invention what you have given to us. So this is another example for a patent application, foldable hanger and drone. So you know pretty well that drone is invented for some purpose, but they are like extending their drone application in many sites. Say like during COVID situation, like everybody was under at home. So to for surveillance, like people used police have used this drone to access the people where they are and how they are, everything. And not only that, this is another example. Like we have the colored bail and stump. Previously, we had a white color bail and stump. So everybody used to watch a match, but like this was invented by Australian scientist Dr.M.G.R. He also watching a match and he found a problem and he has given a solution. That is, when a ball comes and hits the bail or stump, immediately it starts blinking. So he developed a technology that is a low voltage battery. He connected to this bail and stump. When like a ball or like some external agent, it hits at a airline, it automatically starts blinking. So this reduces the work of the third umpire. Previously, like we had a white color bail and stump. So if the player comes on a crease, the wicket keeper hits the bail. So we need to get a third umpire opinion. Like we need some different angles of the camera, and we have to see whether it's a wicket or not. Or else, if it's a LBW, we have to see the amplitude of the sound, whether that ball hit the strike or not. So after inventing this one, with the immediate, like it gives you the result. It reduces the work of the third umpire. And if the technology would have been with only that Australian man, like we would have not, we will be not speaking about this, right? So this technology has been identified at ICC, and we started using from T20 World Cup onwards. So they paid a certain crores to get this technology. So it's not that like you have to be expert in particular field to find the solution. There may be a problems everywhere. If you could able to find the viable solution that you can convert into the intellectual property, and commercially you can earn a lot. So these are another examples like a foldable hanger and drones. And this application has been granted. This is a voice processors machine. He's a Dr. Vishal Rao, and he's an oncologist. So you can note down this application number, what he has invented, 5609 CHE 2015. So this is like a previous way of representing our Indian application numbers. So here it is a tiny voice prosthesis. It is made of silicone to help cancer survivors who have lost their voice box and larynx to talk again. So when the cancer people are exposed to like a different levels of the chemotherapy, they lose their voice box or larynx. So everybody they cannot afford to use this in general the voice processing machine cost around 50,000. So the people can afford, they can go and get the machine. But he just made at the cost of ₹50, so that like everybody can afford and they can use this box and it gives a voice to them. So this application has been granted. So this is a very good example for the patent application. And this is another one. This is nothing but edible cutlery. This application is still under processing. So you know pretty well that like how we are making doves. With that dough, he made this edible cutleries. So it all comes with when you parcel, when you order for a food, they give along with this. It generally decomposes in 4 days if you left unused or something. So still this application is in processing. Because this application already is granted in US very long back. So now we'll move on to designs. So it is on a product which has an aesthetical value. What are the things you can predict in a design is that it can be a shape, it can be a configuration, or it can be a pattern, ornament, or composition of lines or colors applied to any article, whether in 2-dimension or 3-dimension. So here, like I have few examples. Just see the different shapes of the bottle and how they have designed the mouse and this pattern, everything. So it is mainly on a product which has a aesthetical value. So simply you can register for designs. You just see the color combination they have used in toys. If you have protection under designs category, you can stop import from other countries of the same product. So these are like a few more examples. So here you have two different types of lehenga. The chunky work they have done on the lehenga, and the embroidery work, simply you can register this also under design category. And here you have the shape of the car. On the top, you have like a motor suit. So you might have seen like different types of kurtas, designer kurtas or something. But this type of suit, especially designed for the like the motor lovers, uh, they can wear this, and when they ride at a high speed, even when they fall, like they won't get a hurt. All the impacts are transferred to this. It won't transfer to your body and shape of the bottles. So these are all you can protect under design category. So it is another example, like a shape of the bottle. So the content, quantity, and that particular flavor, everything remains the same, but they want to retain the customer. So they are giving it in the different shapes of the bottle. So you know pretty well that like if you go pay three rupees to the shop owner, like he will give you different types of shampoo, like a Dove, Pantene, Clinic Plus. Many brands are available, but generally the manufacturer want to the end user to prefer the same product. He's giving their products in a attractive bottles. So this is another marketing strategy to retain the customer. So next comes the trademarks. It is a sign marks or logos, mainly to identify which product they are manufacturing. So as I said, like it is a sign capable of identifying the goods or service of the owner from other owner. Say in a first row, you just take it. They are shoe manufacturing company. The common things between the first row is shoe, but each brand has their own value, their own quality, and their own price setting. So like if you take a Nike, Adidas, and Puma, like they are manufacturing different items, but common between them is a shoe. But each brand has their own quality. And second, you have like a food company, American food company especially, this golden art symbol and Pizza Hut and Domino's Pizza. With that symbol, how we could able to identify this is what they are manufacturing and this is the business they are doing. And third, we can call it as a service map, like the courier service they are providing, FedEx, Blue Dot, and our Indian Post. So what are the categories you can register under trademark is, it can be a word, or it can be an arbitrary or fanciful designation, it can be a name, or it can be a slogan or devices. As I said, like the star symbol, it is associated with a Mercedes-Benz car. When you assume like a star symbol or flying lady, automatically a mind connects to some car, it is associated with it. So these are the categories that you can register under trademarks. Not only the sound mark, when you open Netflix, like the background sound mark, that also can be registered under trademarks. And this line and sound roadmark, when you open this MGM cartoon, that also they can protect it under trademarks. So how do you identify whether the product is registered or not is, when you find a TM symbol, it tells you that the application has been filed, whereas this registered mark indicates that they have protected their application. So next comes the copyrights. It's mainly on the literary works. It is mainly for the expression of an idea. So you know pretty well that I can give you the example. Recently, they got released PS2. Initially, it was a novel and it was written in Tamil. The author Kalki, he gathered information from leaflets and uh, he gathered an evidence, and from his own imagination, he created a novel called Ponniyin Selvan, and it has a 5 volumes. And that language, that particular novel has been translated into different languages. That book has been translated into different languages, and after reading that novel, they performed several stage plays. Now, like they have taken a movie that is PS1 and PS2. Like several intellectual properties are involved in it. That's what I'm here to highlight. That is rights to reproduce, translate, adapt, perform, and distribute, and publicly displays the work. So copyright, we can call it as a bundle of rights. It is not a single right. So I just take a PS movie. First, it was a novel, and they have taken it to the movie, and they are producing. They are that is, they have given that particular movie rights to the PS1 movie rights to OTT platform Amazon. So that particular broadcast right was taken by Amazon. Without their permission, nobody can telecast it. So these all gathered together, we can call it as a bundle of rights. A registration is not mandatory. The moment you create something, you're the owner of it under copyrights. It is recommended to go for registration only when, if you want to infringe against others, you need evidence that you have to claim that you're the owner of it. In such a case, it is recommended to go for registration. Otherwise, registration is not mandatory. So these are the works you can protect it under copyright. Literary works, paintings, photographs, drawings, films, music, choreography, sculpture. So next is geographical indication. It is on mainly to indicate the origin of goods and services. So GIs are associated with legacy of product connected with a specific location, have unique blend of nature, culture, tradition, and artisan. Say like Tirupati Laddu, most of them like being in South, I hope like everybody is familiar with this Tirupati Laddu. So once when you go to Tirumala, that is the only place where you get a Tirupati Laddu. Here we have several shops, even like they are giving us more authenticated sweets and all. No one could able to reproduce the exact Tirupati Laddu. It's because that laddu is blended with that particular nature and the raw materials which they are using something there is some trade secret is involved in it. So mainly it helps us to identify the origin of goods and services. These are like a few more examples. Kanyakumari clouds, it's mainly because it has a high concentration of volatile oil. And here we have the Sojit Mehendi. It has a high lozenge content because they are growing that particular henna plantain only in rainwater. So it gives you the deep reddish color. And here we have the Karipur Kalamkari painting. This painting they have drawn using bamboo and coconut tree stem. And this one is another example. Edure Chelli gives you the low pungency because they follow the traditional method of cultivation. Next is semiconductor integrated circuits layout design registry. So it is on a product like with the different diodes and transistors. They have arranged a particular layout. That layout alone you can register under this one. The criteria is it must be original, distinct, and capable of being distinguishable from any other layout design, and it has not commercially exploited anywhere else. Once your application fulfills this criteria, you can separately protect your layout on the PCB under this category. So like so far we have discussed several IP. Can you identify how many intellectual property is there in a cup of tea? Can you give me ideas? So what are the things you can protect under intellectual property for just single cup of tea? You can use the chat box to give me a reply. Can you brief it? Yeah, under patent, what are the things you can protect it? Yes, definitely. Under the patent, you can protect the new form of kettles, like a product it is, or else tea production method, and can receive a patent protection. Say if it's a trade secret, like a different, a secretly kept tea recipe can qualify for trade secret protection. So that's what. If you go to this Metas coffee house or like Chitra coffee, there also you're getting a coffee, but with a different taste. So they know what to add and how much to add. That particular information you can protect under trade secret and copyright. So how to make a recipe that you can protect under copyright, trademark. So just imagine like how many tea brands we have, Three Roses, AVG, and different types. So each brand has their own unique taste. So that you can protect under name particularly that you can protect under trademark, and doesn't say like how many different types of tea products they can give us, like just take a teapot and different types of cup, how many varieties they are making it, so that you can register under decent category, and especially geographical indications. Darjeeling tea, they got a GI tag because of that origin, that Darjeeling tea has a unique taste, so that you can protect it under geographical indications. Plant variety is nothing but different intellectual property that comes under the Department of Agriculture. So this is a new to if there is any new tea varieties adapted to local climate conditions or changing consumer taste, you can receive plant variety protection. So just take in single cup of tea, we have like a several intellectual properties. Say if you're taking any electronic item, say if you're taking a laptop, just see like how many IPs involved. If there is a laptop's logo, like say if it is an Apple laptop, you will find Apple symbol that you can register under trademark. And laptop design under design category, you know pretty well that like no single laptop under different brands are different with each other. And especially you'll get a user manual for any electronic goods that you can protect under copyright. And say like a PCB on a motherboard, you will have different layouts of these different diodes and transistors that they can protect under semiconductor integrated circuit layout design registry. So if you take any single product, it involves many IP. So just imagine that Dr.M.G.R have several intellectual property. So until certain period of time, they have excluded others from copying their invention. So they are the only group going to sell that car in the market. So this is the validity of individual intellectual property. If it's a patent, it is for 20 years. And if it is a design, you will get initially for 10 years and you can extend up to 5 years. Trademark and geographical indications is indefinitely. And copyright is for the literary works, it is lifetime of the author plus 60 years from the death of the author. For the remaining copy years, it is 60 years from the date of publication. For semiconductor integrated circuit layout design registry, it is for the 10 years. So who all can apply? Any person or legal representative can apply for all the type of intellectual property except a GA. So GA is registered by group of a people or particular society. So all IP rights are territorial in nature. There is no such thing called global patent or like international patent. If you're protecting your ideas in India, the same protection you can seek from other countries by approaching different patent offices in their countries. This is a basic fee. When you are filing a patent application, you have to pay. This is a basic fee. If you are under an individual or a educational institute, you'll be paying totally around 5,600 rupees. Or if it's a company, they'll be paying 28,000. So these are the basic forms we have to furnish. The common basic forms are Form 1, which is nothing but bibliographic data. Form 2, I told you right, when you're filing for a patent application, in written, you have to give your complete specification and submit at our office. So that you'll be giving in Form 2. And up to 30 pages and 10 claims, you don't need to pay any fees. When it exceeds one single page or single claim also, you have to pay individual fee for the. And Form 3 indicates that whether you have filed the application only in India or in any other countries. Form 5 is nothing but declaration to inventorship. And Form 18 is nothing but like a request for examination. You have filed an application, you are requesting our office to go for the examination. So this is an important form. Once when you file this Form 18, only when your application is examined and you'll get to know whether it is granted or not. And the claims is a most important section in your complete specification. So that is where it says meets and bounds of what are the ideas you want to protect it. So that is a very important and crucial thing in drafting the applications. And how do you file? Whether you can do it online or offline. So we have office in Chennai. You can come and submit hard copy at our office, or else you can use this URL ipindiaonline.gov.in. There you can submit all your documents. Once when you have created a username and password with a digital signature, you could able to upload the filled documents. So this is the expedited examination. Simply we can call it as a tatkal. When you want to know, examine quickly your application, so you like the categories mentioned over here, they fall under this one, and their application is quickly examined. So if you're a startup or if you're a small entity, if applicant is a female or a joint applicant is a female, or if it is from the Department of Government, or they have selected India as an international search authority, or else if agreement between IPO and foreign patent office, they fall under this category and they can file an application, and their application is examined quickly than a normal examination. So points to remember: first, protect your application before going for the publication. So this is very important. When a work is completed, if you're publishing that work in any conference or like any scientific journals, that document may kill the novelty of your application. As I said, like on a patent, 3 criteria are important. First is novelty. It's something new and it must involve an inventive step and it is capable of industrial application. So novelty means it is not published anywhere before the date of filing of your application. In such a case, if you have published already this work in a scientific journal, that work itself kills the novelty of your application. But you can file your application in our patent office and then you can go for the publication. So you get an added advantage. Rights are territorial. As I said, there is no international rights. If you're protecting in India, you'll get the rights only in India. If you want to protect from other countries, then you have to file the same application under different countries to seek the protection. And it is for the limited period of time. Exclusive rights you'll get it, and you don't get automatic relief, and you need to pay small annual fee for some of the intellectual property rights. So this is a summary of what we have discussed so far. So patent, this for 20. Designs, 10, you can extend up to 5 years. Trademark, this is sign or logo mark. Copyrights is nothing but literary works. GM, it represents the origin of goods or services. And semiconductor integrated circuit layout design registry is nothing but on the layout of your printed circuit boards. So way to approach for protection. As I said, like we have different types of intellectual property, and each intellectual property have different offices in all over the India. Say if you take a patent, we have 4 offices all over India: Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, and Kolkata. And for designs, we have at Kolkata, and geographical indications, we have office at Chennai. So you can approach these offices for different intellectual property. I just give a brief introduction about this patent. Like everybody thinks that is my idea is patentable. So as I said earlier, like a patent is mainly on a product or process. So first I have to see like whether my idea is patentable or not. So here I have an example. Here we call this as a claim. The one application has come up with this claim as I displayed over here. He wants to claim a pencil which is having core and wooden shaft. He's saying that the core is made of graphite and clay, and he's having shaft that is made of wood, and it is having a polygonal cross section. So this is the invention. This is what he has drafted in the claims, and this is how like he seeks the production. Beneficial effect. He has a given in a description. Actually, complete specification has a different section. First is title, abstract, and summary, background of the prayer act, and how did he find the problem, and what is the solution he's approaching. At the end of the description only, we'll be having claims that the meets and bounds of your protection. So what you want to protect it. So this is a very good example for the claims. So he wants to claim a pencil. We know pretty well that pencil is used everywhere, but just see like how typically he's defining his words. So he's saying that core, it is made of graphite and clay, and he wants to protect a shaft having polygonal cross section. The technical effect, that is advantages. A pencil with a shaft having a polygonal cross section is hard to roll. This is a technical effect. This is all like we use to come and submit our application to our office. So after reading your subject matter disclosed in the complete specification, we do examination by first we will analyze whether your application is patentable or not. So as I said, the 3 conditions: novelty, is it something new all over the world, whether it has an inventive step, or it is capable of industrial application. Being a pencil, the 3rd condition is fulfilled. It is being made or used in an industry. Now I have another 2 criteria, that is novelty and inventive step. So how I'll examine these 2 points? I have to search like the documents available all over the world. So we have a databases like a Google Patents or like eSpaceNet or like a USPTO. There you have like all published patent documents. So if you enter few keywords, it will fetch all your documents. With that reference, we used to arrive at your application whether it is patentable or not. So using our own databases, like in our office, we have own prescribed databases. I'm using that databases and I'm getting few prior arts, that is few documents. While comparing those documents, I used to analyze whether your application is patentable or not. So I received a first document. See, they are claiming that pencil comprising a core made of graphite and clay and a shaft, it is made of wood. So I'll compare this prior art with a claimed invention. So just see, is there any difference between these 2? So the product they are claiming, pencil, is same. So what are the difference? Yes, the claimed invention has polygonal cross section. So when I compare the claimed invention with the first document, this application is novel. Since in a claimed invention, I have to identify whatever, that is all the features mentioned in the claimed invention must be identified in single prior art. So that polygonal cross section feature is missing. So I'll acknowledge this application for the novelty. If now a second step, only one such step is left, that is inventive step. For inventive step, I can take more than one document. So when I combine those documents, I just see whether the applicant can able to come at the claimed invention or not. So I'm getting a second document. Can you just view this document and see like whether I can consider this document and what's the difference between those claimed invention and this one? Here they are claiming a pen with a casing, and shape of the casing can be hexagon or cylindrical in cross section. Yes, the casing hexagonal in cross section is hard to roll for better usability. So first of all, I can consider this document since they are claiming a pen with a casing. So the pencil pen have the same purpose. So I can consider first of all this document. Now, just see in the first period, the feature missing was polygonal cross section. Here, they are not saying polygonal, but they are saying different shape, like a different shape of the casing. That is, it may be hexagon or cylindrical. To see the technical effect, it is hard to roll for the better usability. When I compare this document with the prior art one, easily I can arrive at claimed invention. So in this application, there is no inventive step. So this is like we do an examination and we do access three characters: novelty, inventive step, and capable of industrial application. So if it's a novelty means we'll take a one single document and we have to identify whatever the features you have mentioned in the principal claim that must be in a single document. If it is not there, your application is something novel. And second step is inventive step. So first, the background of the playwright must be seen, and I'll take more than one document. If I combine those documents, if I could able to arrive at your invention, then your application is not patentable. So this is how like we do an examination. So as I said, novelty, inventive step, and the application. So here you have one exception. That is, if you're publishing your work in a exhibition or paper presented before a learned society, you can file within 12 months. So that exemption you will be getting for filing an application. Within that, like you should file an application. If you are presenting a work in conference, from the date within 12 months, you can file your application. So next is patenting procedure in India. So this is how like our office website looks, www.ipr.gov.in. Here you could see that this comprehensive e-filing, this way like you could able to upload the documents, and public search is nothing but like if you want to know like what's the status of your filed application, and you can enter your application number, and then you can see like at what stage it is. So you need if you want any guidelines or like how to draft an application, you can refer to this manuals or guidelines. For individual intellectual property, they have given a detailed information on how to draft your application. This is a basic terminology we use in patent offices. There's like a patent act and rules. Invention is nothing but once when your application is finally granted, that we call it as an invention. Before that, it will be an application. The difference between inventor versus applicant is inventor is nothing but the one who invented, and he's giving all his rights to an applicant. Say like if it's a college, here they may be a student or professor. The applicant will be the college name, and you have to file certain forms, and digital signature is required to submit online applications. So these are like a basic terminologies we use. This is a patent office. Like Chennai is a head office for the southern region. Mumbai is a head office for the western side. So like if you want to file a hotline offline applications, so like people anywhere from south, they can approach the Chennai patent office and they can submit their applications offline. So this is a general patent filing procedure. I just give you in detail. So you'll be submitting your applications at our office. That is like a form 1, form 2, form 3, form 5. In case like people take some time to file form 18. Initially, they will submit their applications. After 18 months, their abstract is published in our office journal. And then if you have filed a form 18 at the time of filing of your application is examined, and you will be getting a first examination report to the communication address whom you have mentioned in form 1. So from that FER, that is a first examination report, you will get a 6 months time to give the reply. So what first examination report has is technical objection and formal objection. Formal objection is nothing but proof of right, whether all the inventors have declared their rights to the applicant, or else like they have not mentioned form 3 or form 5. These are the things which contains the formal objections. If it's a technical, So whatever we have discussed so far, whether your application is novel or is there any clarity or it's any words needs clarity, that all information is mentioned under technical objections. So you'll get a 6 months time to give a reply to this FAR. If you want a more time, you can file form 4.2 and you can extend for another 3 months. So totally 6 plus 3 months you'll get it, and you have to give your submissions. Based on your submissions, again your application is re-examined, and you'll based on your reply to the first examination report, whether it is subjected to grant or like it is refused. So the final decision is taken by the controller to grant an application or not based upon your reply to the FES. So this is a basic timelines when you're filing an application, especially for the patents. So as I said earlier, Form 1 has the bibliographic data, that is who is an inventor, applicant, and details of the application, whom we have to communicate for further communication. And second one is nothing but details of the invention. So as I was telling you, like the complete specification, that is what is the title of the invention, background, from where you have identified your documents, and if there is any drawing, it will be illustrated neatly, and brief description of the drawing, and brief description of the invention. So what is the problem you have identified? What is the solution you are approaching? And experimental section, these are all mentioned under brief description and followed by claims. Claims is a very most important section of your application. So that is where whatever the information you are providing under claims. So the people, the one who wants to buy, they will see, just look into your claims. What type of information you want to sell to the market. So that information is disclosed in claims and followed by abstract. So as I told you, like up to 30 pages and 10 claims, you no need to pay any fee. If you're even single page is exceeding and even one claim you're having extra claims, you need to pay extra fee for that. And Form 3 is nothing but details of your application, whether filed in India or in anywhere like other countries. Form 5 is nothing but declaration to inventorship. And Form 18, as I said, once when you file this application, only when it is subjected to examination, otherwise it won't be examined. And just see the timelines. Within 48 months from the date of filing, you have to file an application. So except Form 3 and Form 5, you have to pay fee for all the forms. So as I said earlier, you can either submit offline or else online. So you can use this URL, ipindiaonline.gov.in. There you can, using a digital signature, you could able to upload the filled documents. So this is how the comprehensive e-filing portal looks like. Once when you create a username and password with a digital signature, once when you follow the guidelines, you could able to upload the documents. So this is a basic timeline we follow at our office. This is a provisional and complete specification. The difference between provisional and complete specification is that in a provisional application, there is no need that you should have a claims. But in a complete specification, it must be complete. It can have a claims. So provisional is mainly for the people, the one who seeks to protect their rights, they want to secure the priority date. So they will come up with the abstract and they will file a provisional application, and they will get a 12 months time from that date, and they can draft the complete specification, and they can include all the claims, and they can file a complete application. So request for examination is 48 months from the date of filing of an application, and reply to first examination report is 6 months from the date of FER is generated. And Form 3, within 6 months, you have to file from the date of application. Form 5, you have to declare, that is declaration to inventorship, you have to submit on the same day. And withdrawal within 15 months from the date of filing. Hearing submission, this is nothing but when you submit a reply to FER, either we will call you for the hearing. After hearing, you'll get a 15 days to submit your written submission. So pre-grant opposition and post-grant opposition is nothing but when you feel that like your same idea has been filed by someone, you can file a pre-grant opposition. So as I told you, when you file an application, after 18 months, it is getting published to the public. So you'll get a chance to see what they have invented. If you feel your idea is same, then you can file a pre-grant opposition. Suppose if you miss that particular chance, you'll get another time like a post-grant opposition. Once when the application has been granted, you'll get a 1-year period from the grant. So you can file a post-grant opposition. if you feel that your ideas are copied or like the application is exactly similar to what you have invented or something. Is everything is patentable? Actually, there are certain exceptions. Say like if it's contrary to well-established natural laws, that is not patentable. And mere discovery of known product or process, especially it comes in a pharmaceutical application, and mere rearrangement of known device. See, like we know, like a TV. Sorry, this ceiling fan and light individually work. Individually, they are working, but you want to combine these two, and coming to your office, when you switch on this, both light and fan works together. So that's not an invention, so that's not a patentable under section 3F of the patent act. And invention something related to atomic energy, that is also not patentable under section 4 of the patent act. And if something is related to traditional knowledge, that is also not patentable under section 3B of the patent act. So this is a summary of like what we have discussed so far. As I said, like in examination, we have to set up objections, formal and technical, and you'll be getting a first examination report, and you within 6 months you'll be giving a reply, and we will call you for the hearing. And finally, the controller decides based upon your reply whether your application is to be granted or refused. In between, like the people get a chance to file pre-grant opposition. If people are feeling that like the same invention they have filed it, and they can find in pre-grant opposition. So what's the difference between research paper versus patent? If you take a research paper, you're submitting to the scientific journals, and it is a technical document, whereas a patent is a techno-legal document. So whatever the subject matter you are disclosing in the claims, so like that is the part you're going to sell to the other people, right? So it is a techno-legal document, and it is subjected to peer review, and it is subjected to examination as per Patent Act and rules. Whatever your application you're filing, purely it is examined based on the acts, things mentioned under Patent Acts and rules. So here the decision is taken by the editor. Here the final authorities with the controller who decides like whether application is granted or not based on your submission. Here, in research paper, authors have like a different priority, but here in a patent, all applicants are equal. And after acceptance in research paper, the manuscript is published, whereas in a patent, you will get a patent certificate if it's a granted. So this is what like the certificate looks like. This is certificate where the inventor name is not mentioned. But if you file Form 8.2, Form 8, then the inventor name is also mentioned in the patent certificate. So this is what like I was telling you, the database. Suppose if you want to file what are the research going on under your work, you can use this one, INPAS, that is Indian Patent Advanced Research System. In the front page of our website, this particular tab is there. So you can use keywords or like any Boolean operators to get information. So this is called a public search. Once when you file an application, you itself can find know the status at what stage it is. Once when you enter the application number followed by this captcha code, you will come to know at what stage your application is, whether it is published or it is under examination. You can easily retrieve the information. Please refer to Manual of Patent Office Practice and Procedure for detailed guidelines. What is complete specification and what is claim? What are the subject matter should be presented in claims and how it is to be drafted? It is detailedly given this in Manual of Patent Office Practice and Procedure. If you want to draft it on your own, you can follow this guide. So what you can do with an IPR? So once when you have knowledge about intellectual property rights, you can file your application you find a suitable job in patent office, designs office, and you can become a patent agent after clearing patent agent exams, or else you can become a patent drafting specialist, or you can become a patent analyst. You can work in trademark copyright as a law graduate, and you can work in IPR as an institute, and also you can join IPR office like us. And thank you. Now we'll have question and answers. Any questions?
Dear participants, if you have got any doubt or questions, you can leave them in the chat box. Ma'am, you yourself has probably discussed the probable questions we might have. So I don't think that we have much of questions, but I can see 1 or 2 questions out there, ma'am. I hope I can read it for you. I hope there is a question from Ms. Batmavati. What is the difference between patent filing and patent grant?
Any questions? So this is nothing but once when you file an application, it's a procedure. Finally, the stage is grant. So there is no difference between filing again and initially.
Ma'am, and then there is another question from Mr.
Yes,
Rajashekhar. For LLB graduates, I am not able to understand what it is meant. Or any certification for IPR for LLB graduates, right?
So they can write the patent agent exam. Like last week, they have conducted at your office. So it conducted all over